Hi, welcome back. This is going to be the quick start video number 2. In our last video we talked about how to log into the system, creating work orders and new service masters. We're going to do a few other little things today, so let's go ahead and open up our Sawin Pro Enterprise again here, and then we'll get logged in. And now we have a few different companies under Reddi Industries. So we've got Reddi Industries, which does plumbing, electrical, HVAC, lawn care, all kinds of things. Then we've got our overhead door company, again, that does garage doors, and we've got our 2 Oklahoma companies, and we have Reddi Fence. So when you first log in again, you'll have the option to choose between which company you want to log into. I will go ahead and log into Reddi again here just to show you how we're going to switch between companies. Again, the password Reddi, all lowercase. And if I hit F7, again, that brings up the search screen. I can search for a customer's address. Now, say a customer calls in and you're logged into Reddi here, and they say, well, I was calling to because I needed a new fence installed. So we want to exit this search screen, exit here, and you want to be on just the idle gray screen here. So to change companies, you go up here to the top right and click Change Company, and that just brings up your menu again. So again, if you're on the idle screen, everything has to be cleared. If you have a menu up or something, it won't let you change. So we go to Change Company, and we're going to go to Reddi Fence. The password for Reddi Fence is just Fence, F-E-N-C-E. And so then, once you log into Fence, now you're still in the Sawin program, but you're just using a different company. So we could look up, somebody's fence work order that has been booked in the past, or if somebody wants to pay on a fence, we would log into the fence company. And for some reason, there we go. Now we're in the fence company. Again, it's the same process. You would still hit F7. You'll still have a menu come up. You can search for addresses. It is going to be a different set of addresses. So you might have somebody who's in the Reddi Industries company that has their own service master, and then they also have one in Reddi Fence. It won't be exactly the same. So we're just going to I'll use my address here again. If I search for my address now, it's only going to show the fence work orders that I have booked through Reddi Fence. So I see just one here. In Reddi Industries, I have several more because I have lawn care and other things going on. So it'll be same customer, but it's a different service master number, different account number, and different work orders down here. And then let's just practice again, try and switch companies. If I try to do that before I close the service master, it says you have an active window. You can't have that open. You have to close everything. So now let's switch to overhead door, and password is just door, all lowercase. You can practice, switch to Bailey Brothers, and the password is Bailey. It might also say Steven Enterprises here instead of Bailey Brothers. If so, password is still just Bailey all the time. I typed it wrong there. But let me go back to Reddi Industries. The other thing I wanted to talk about was emailing. So I'm going to go ahead and close Sawin. Normally you're just going to leave Sawin open, but I am going to show you the email. So we use Microsoft 365 or Outlook. In this case, you might have an Outlook icon down here on your taskbar. It may be on your desktop somewhere, but if not, you can always, again, click on your start menu, or right click your start menu and click search, and just type in Outlook, and that will pop up for you, and you can open your Outlook app. So we leave the Outlook app open all the time. That's your email. We do a lot of emailing here. You can email dispatch if you've booked a call and maybe there's something special that you need to tell them that you didn't put in the special instructions, or if you get a phone call for somebody who needs a statement emailed to them, you can always just email our accounts receivable and let them know the account number and that they want a statement. So that's a good way to do that. And instead of trying to call them, or maybe you called their desk phone and they're not there, then you can just shoot an email over. If my computer will get over here, I will show you kind of what the email looks like. So your Outlook will open up, and it will be, most likely you're going to use the dispatch email again. If you logged into the computer as dispatch, then your Outlook will open up as dispatch. So you'll see all of your emails that you've got you've got to deal with here. So I just have one here. Normally, if you've dealt with an email, you can just delete it, get rid of it. It'll be in your deleted items. If you're not familiar with Outlook, maybe take some time to look at the menus up here and get used to that. It may not look exactly like this, but normally you'll have a new email button over here. If you click that, of course, it brings up the new email dialog here. Yep, and then you've got your to, and type in a quick subject and then your message, and then you can send it. So if you're not familiar again with Outlook, just open that up. You can look around. All of the dispatch emails will show up here. So you'll see everything that's going to our dispatchers that are in the office. So I wouldn't recommend deleting anything that is not addressed to you, of course, because we want our dispatchers to be able to see everything that they've got going on there. So we'll leave the Outlook open all the time. If you've got two screens, I recommend maybe leaving your Outlook on one screen and then having the other system, the Sawin system, on your other screen. If you just have one screen, it's fine. Just leave your Outlook open and make sure you're watching out for any emails that might be addressed to you. So let's log in again here. And I'll show you one more thing that might be pretty important when you first start. If this will log in for me. There we go. Okay, so let's log into, actually let's do Reddi Fence. Okay, so let's say a customer calls in and maybe they want to know the balance that they owe on their account. Normally what you'll want to do is probably transfer that to accounts receivable so they can deal with any issues that might be in the background. Maybe payments aren't applied, or maybe if the customer had gone to collections and they're calling and now they want to pay. Normally you're going to want to send that to our accounts receivable department. You can send it by email or call the desk phone and see if they're available. But just to show you kind of what that looks like, I'm going to pull up my address here. So this is my service master. The AR has a hyperlink here, so if you click on that, that'll automatically open the AR for the customer. And so this AR module is where we keep track of all the invoicing and payments, collection notes, terms, and credit cards and things like that. So this is the AR master. It looks similar to the SM. You've got the name, address, all of that information. You've got any open items down here in this corner. Any unapplied payments will show up over here, and you've got payment history on the information tab. That's where we would normally type in the customer's information. So name, address, phone number. Open tab is going to show any open invoices that are currently outstanding. If my computer, again, we'll get over there. If there are any open invoices that haven't been paid, they'll show up there. You'll see the invoice number, the amount, of course the due date, all of that will be here. The history will show all of the payment history. So if the customer has, they've had 3 different fences installed, you'll see those 3 invoices, you'll see the payments on there that are already applied there. And then the collections tab will show us any collection notes that we put in there. Like if we had called the customer and they said they, sent a check in, maybe we would type in a note in there that says the customer sent a check on this date. So that's just kind of the basic AR module. Again, if you have a customer calling in trying to get a statement or to see what balance they have on their account, I would likely send that over to the AR department so they can look that up and get that information to the customer for you. The last thing probably that I want to go over is just what our different companies do. So the main company that you will be logged into and using is Reddi Industries, and that's for anything from electrical, lawn care, sewer and drain cleaning, plumbing, and then we've also got some other companies that we've acquired like Action Appliance that will also be under Reddi Industries. We've got Welch's Heating and Air, SSI Sprinklers, so any irrigation calls, all of that falls under Reddi Industries. The only ones that you have to remember really that are different, and they're different enough where it's easy to remember, is fencing is its own separate company. And then we've got overhead doors, so garage doors are their own separate company. And then anything in Oklahoma will just be under this Bailey Brothers, or if it says Stephen Enterprises, it's the same thing. So those are pretty easy to remember. They're all very separate from what Reddi Industries does. But most of the time, again, you'll be just logged into Reddi Industries. It's pretty easy once you get used to it. So that's all for this second video. Just some quick details there. And we may have one more video where we just do a little more practice. Again, I would encourage you to, if you can, if you got your login, to get logged into Reddi. Remember to hit F7, bring up your Service Master search, type in, maybe some addresses that your address, anybody's address, and just see if, you have a Service Master pull up, and look around there and maybe practice some things before you get with your trainer. All right.